Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of the Young Minds Unplugged. This week we'll be talking about how do we teach our teenagers the importance of money. So let's get to understand how to tell our teenagers about the finances so that they become well equipped in understanding and managing their finances in future. So I would like to share what I did when Avaneesh, my son, was growing up. Basically what we did was that when he was young, before entering his teens, we got him a good piggy bank, and it was a transparent one. So what we used to do is that his father used to give him maybe some money every day before leaving to office, maybe a 2 rupees, 3 rupees coin or a 10 rupees coin, and we used to ask him to put it in the piggy bank. So every day he got that money, and then whenever there were birthdays or there were any other things that he wanted to buy for his friends, we used to tell him that now you have to take it out from your piggy bank. You have to buy the gift from that piggy bank and that money that you have saved. So as he saw the piggy bank, the money growing in the piggy bank, he also knew that okay, one day he has to remove it and he has to buy something out of it. So he saw that balance that get something, he has to spend something. So he started understanding the importance of money. कि कुछ लेने के लिए कुछ देना पड़ता है, and that source is money. We have started including Avaneesh in our purchases that we do in our houses. Anything that is, any decisions that we make about any purchase in the house, maybe it is an electronic good or maybe it is anything small also, we discuss about it. We tell him that okay, this is what we are planning to buy. This is what is going to be. And then we tell him why have we chosen this product. So we compare it in the market and how we have chosen, why we have chosen this product and how it is cost effective it is. So this also gives a sense of decision making of how to use money mindfully in teenagers. So now I'm going to ask, let's turn over to Avaneesh and let's ask him. So Avaneesh, like I mentioned right now that we have been, we have introduced you to money quite early,
Yes,
we
yes,
wanted we gave you a piggy bank and we used to give money and all that. As I mentioned, and then so you tell me what was your experience with money. I mean, of course we gave you money and then we used to tell you that okay, go and buy now for your friend. You used to come up and say ki, hey, I have to gift this friend, his birthday is up or her birthday is up, and I have to tell you that okay, now you take it out from your piggy bank and let's go and buy it from there. So how did you feel? What was your experience?
I mean, it was quite normal for me because you introduced me to the concept of money quite early on, and I mean, I just thought that okay, it's a thing which we it's like the whole exchange thing. And then I remember when my dad used to give me some amount of money every month or every week or something, or whenever he never hesitated to let me borrow it sometimes. So whenever I got the money, I realized okay, towards the beginning, I thought okay, we have got this certain amount, we can spend it however I can. I made the mistake in the beginning of spending it all of it in the first 3 days, and then I regretted that decision. Obviously, then I realized okay, we should divide it up into a number of days and then spend it wisely, slowly. So yeah, that realization, it came to me. But you didn't do anything, like you didn't tell me that you're supposed to save it up or do like this. The realization came to me myself. So I was my own teacher at that point. So then I became quite responsible with it later, in the later period.
So you're saying that okay, we introducing you to the money concept quite early, at the early age. Really, I think it must have put that sense or that responsibility thing about money, and you started thinking about that okay, this is, I have to spend it wishfully, I have to spend it very mindfully or very consciously, right?
Yeah.
So I think that must have helped the concept that we. Another thing I wanted to ask you is that you remember that I already had a bank account when, of course, as a child, and whatever money was received from the relatives during the festivals or maybe whatever we got, I always used to tell you that okay, let's put it in the bank. Remember?
Yes.
And then of course one fine day I remember you coming up and saying that okay, you have been always taking the money and telling me that we want you putting it in the bank, so now tell me, where's that money? And I think that was the time, I think it was just 2 years back, that we told you that okay, this is your account and let's link it to your GPay or maybe your phone pay. And we did link it to the phone pay of and we told you, okay, this is the amount in the what we have accumulated in the bank, which you had received from various relatives, and people used to come home and hand over some money to you and all that stuff. Now you tell me, when we gave you that freedom of when your bank account was linked to your phone pay, okay, and then I have seen you spending in the last 2 years,
Yeah.
right? Like you've been buying some stationery for yourself, you've been buying gifts for your friends from that money, or maybe you've been kind of using the money to buy something for yourself also, right? So how is that experience, and how do you think that bank thing, and having that bank money, and then knowing that, okay, I have this much, now I have spent, now the money's become less, now so how does that feel?
Okay, so in the beginning time, when I was a kid, when I used to when the money which I used to receive from all of my relatives, I used to always be so pissed off that why are you taking my money and put like, I used to always think that you're taking it to yourself and you're not letting me spend it. But now I realize that, oh, you've been actually doing it as a, like, adding it to an account. It's a minor account, right? So, and when I got the freedom to use it, it was quite fun. But then I learned that I should do it pretty responsibly, because from my first experience with spending all of it in a day. So then I decided that, okay, we have this certain amount, we have to use it like wisely,
Yeah.
and not spend all of it altogether. So I used to have like I don't know, when there were birthdays of my friends, so I used to use that money to buy them gifts, but I always had like a maintenance kind of thing. So I only use the account. Nowadays everything has become digital payment, right? So there is not really use of cash or coins, something like that. So for even day-to-day life, I use it as a convenience for traveling by when it's important. When I travel by rickshaw or travel anywhere, I use it. I use GPay that time, and also for buying any kind of stationery, any kind of material which I need. So yeah, that's how I usually use it.
That's nice. And I want to ask you something. So after you spend, how often do you go and check your balance?
Not that much.
But then when you check the balance and when you see that, okay, the balance has come down, how do you feel?
I feel worried.
So you start feeling worried.
Yeah,
okay?
I do start feeling worried.
I know. And this, I think somewhere in between, I remember you just came up a year back and you told me that, why don't I just start earning something? I remember you coming up and saying that to me.
I did.
So was it because when you saw that balance is coming down, you had that sense of that I should earn something for myself? Because I remember you saying that, okay, I let me do some logo designs, let me do some freelancing, let me do this so I can earn something for myself. So that sense of earning, okay, where did that sense of earning you had? I mean, I should earn, where did that come from?
Well, the whole thing of having a bank account and spending money from it, and I just thought like it kind of seemed when I used to get that notification on my phone, oh, you have this much amount has been taken away, or this has been gained. Then I thought, okay, well, this is how the whole finance thing works, right? And so then I thought about, okay, why don't I start up my own freelancing? Actually, it was a few of my friends who asked me, like, I have this one friend who is a few years younger than I am, but he's really into that kind of thing. And he asked me, like, okay, you can start your own freelancing, because I do really good, on art-based things and design. So he's like, I can start this thing and, earn up to a certain amount.
Yeah,
So
okay. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and stay tuned for many more.